There is good news for pregnant mothers who wish to be immunized against COVID-19. They can do it from today at the departmental hospital. Gisela Livingston with more information.
Hello, Lisa and all the TV viewers. We are here by the hospital where the pregnant women can come and take the vaccination, having into account if they have more than 12 weeks of pregnancy. Here is the facts.
El día de hoy, 26 de julio.
Today we begin the session of expectant mothers from 12 weeks of gestation and 40 days postpartum. We invite the population that meets this single requirement to come to the hospital to achieve the immunization of this community. The vaccine to be administered will be the Pfizer vaccine authorized by the Ministry of Health. The vaccination schedule at the hospital is from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m.
For the vaccination, the women only have to bring the ID card and get vaccinated. That's all the information for now. For Teleislas, Gisela Livingston. Have a good day.
The Administrative Contentious Court of San Andres, Sol Providence, and Santa Catalina declared the departmental governor in contempt of court for failure to comply with the September 6 of 2017 ruling.
According to the background of this contempt of court, the lawsuit was filed by the Heredad Veeduría Ciudadana to the departmental governor and to the Office of Ethnic Affairs of the Ministry of the Interior to provide updated information on the process of the RISAL statute in digital media. The entity studied that this lawsuit and ordered that the respective publication should be made for the knowledge and participation of citizens. In view of this, the ministry says that they made the publication, but it specified that the government at the local level did not. Therefore, the governor is declaring contempt and consecutively with a fine of 5 legal monthly minimum wage of the occasion of non-compliance with the second numeral of the demand, ruling dated September 6 of 2017, issued by the second section, subsection B of the Honorable Council of State. However, it is valid to note that despite being a sanction, the purpose of the contempt is not the sanction itself, but to prioritize the compliance with the ruling. Compliance with the order will serve to avoid the sanction, that is to avoid the imposition of the fine.
And in other news, the island shined at national level at the Grand Honor recognition event of the Ministry of Culture, in where a RISAL Islander woman was awarded for her life, work, and cultural legacy.
In commemoration of the Afro-Latinian and Afro-Caribbean Women's Day and the diaspora, today the social promoter Clotilde Henry, along with cultural personalities like Leonor González Mina, Totola Momposina, the pianist Teresita Gomez, and Petrona Martinez will be recognized with the Grand Order of the Ministry of Culture. The RISAL Islanders receive with pride and satisfaction this recognition as a defender of the ancestral cultural heritage. During the event, Henry Balbuena wore a dress representative of all the typical dances of the island and was received by the President of the Republic, Ivan Duque, Vice President Marta Lucía Ramirez, and the Minister of Culture, Angelica Maria Majolo. Henry assures that she will continue to work hard to ensure that the tradition of the islands will endure through the ages.
And here is an assessment of the COVID cases that have occurred in the department in the last days.
Durante este fin de semana se registró un incremento en los casos de COVID presentados en la isla, esto según el reporte emitido por el...
During this weekend, there were an increase in the number of COVID-19 cases of the island, according to the report issued by the Ministry of Health at the national level. The cases that presented are as following. For Saturday, July 24, 43 cases were registered, while for Sunday, July 25, 3 cases were recorded. With this, the department reaches 6,703 cases since the beginning of the pandemic in March of the immediately previous year. Now making an assessment based on the last report issued by the Health Secretariat at the departmental level, it is valid to note that currently there are 70 cases active of COVID-19 and there have been 133 deaths since the pandemic began. It is also important to mention that the ICU occupancy has increased and is reported at 5% occupancy. Other data to highlight is that 3,536 of the reported cases have been recorded under the female gender, while 3,177 have been in the male gender.
And taking into account COVID cases and vaccination days, we also informed the neighborhoods and days that the PRASS strategy will be carried out on the island.
According to the Secretariat of Health, the positive result in COVID samples has dropped 18% in the islands. Here we tell you how.
To date, 949 samples have been applied, of which 81 have been positive, corresponding to 8.5% positive.
On the other hand, the official explained that there was a decrease in the positive cases of coronavirus on the island, taking into account the 183 positive tests in the month of June.
Comparing June with July, we have a decrease in positive cases of 52%.
Finally, the health official indicated which will be the PRASS schedule for this week.
We will be doing some samples for today, Monday, at Simpson Well, tomorrow in the Bike neighborhood, Wednesday in Gaviotas neighborhood, Thursday in the Sagrada Familia neighborhood, Friday in Back Road, and Saturday in the upper part of the Back Road section.
It is expected that with the implementation of the vaccine on the island, the number of positive cases will continue to decrease.
And we continue with more local news. The holiday season ends with normality. According to the report from the port captaincy, the reports are described as positive without any accidents.
The General Maritime Directorate, DMARD, through the Port Captaincy of San Andres, reported 0 casualties during the mid-year vacation season. According to the Port Captain, these results were obtained with the coordinated work with the other authorities and institutions of the island, such as the Government of San Andres Island, the Navy of Colombia, the Secretariat of Tourism, Migración Colombia, Air Force, Civil Defense, Attorney General Office, Ombudsman Office, Fire Department, and National Police.
We've made a positive assessment that it was the longest high season of the year from June 15th through July 15th. We had more or less 43,000 passengers mobilized for this season, a tourist visit that surpassed the 60,000 tourists, and we have not had any accidents.
During the high season, 2,339 maritime transport vessel movement and 42,023 passengers were registered. Only 3 infractions were made from non-compliance with the maritime regulation, thanks to the control and biosecurity protocols applied and verified by the port captaincy. Likewise, productive tourism was guaranteed on the island with a positive perception of the integral maritime safety general by tourism. The inspector carried out control at docks, beaches, and quays where no special incidents were reported.
And during this weekend, there were several road accidents in the department. On Saturday, there was an incident on the New Ball Avenue where a motorcycle was completely consumed by flames. The fire department attended the emergency with what generated traffic congestion for several hours in the area. The event did not leave people affected. On the other hand, on Sunday, there was a very serious accident where a vehicle traveling on the San Luis Road crashed into a building. The authorities are currently investigating the facts that would have caused this event. Now let's get to know other events that are making news in our brief news sections of today.
The Environmental Corporation Coralina continues to conduct an awareness campaign on Resolution number 283 of 2021, through which Law 1973 of 2019 is implemented, which regulates and prohibits the entry, marketing, and use of bags and other plastic materials in the Archipelago Department. The promoters of environmental education were in restaurants located in the Sprat Bike pedestrian walkway socializing the new law. The local government announced that the second session of mass vaccination ended with 18,434 doses of the Sinovac biologic applied in the department, including 17,079 second doses and 1,355 first doses. After the closing of the massive vaccination session, the departmental administration headed by Governor Everett Harkins recognized the logistic and nursing team that worked hour after hour to achieve the highest percentage of islanders vaccinated for herd immunity.
At this time, we continue with the weather forecast. The weather forecast for today, July 26, in the coastal area of the archipelago, the sky is cloudy. Temperature is 28 degrees Celsius with winds from the northeast direction with intensities of 19 km per hour. Humidity forecast is of 77% with probability of precipitation of 37%.